In this video, we will go over environmental auditing in healthcare facilities. Environmental auditing is a tool that helps healthcare facilities ensure that housekeepers or environmental service technicians, also known as EVS staff, are adequately cleaning resident care areas to prevent the transmission of healthcare-associated infections. In resident or patient zones, frequently surfaces are marked using a cotton swab and a non-toxic fluorescent marking solution, such as Tide laundry detergent. After EVS staff finish cleaning and disinfecting the room, previously marked areas are reviewed using an ultraviolet or black light to identify any remaining fluorescent residue, indicating that that area was not cleaned. You should first start with gathering all of your supplies that you'll need. You'll need an empty cart, a fluorescing agent, plastic cups, cotton tip swabs, an ultraviolet or black light, the checklist of areas to be marked, and finally, a map of the room layout that will be used to record the marked areas. Please note that resealable plastic baggies can be used instead of plastic cups. Once you have finished gathering your supplies, clean your hands and don disposable gloves. Pour a small amount of fluorescing agent into a cup or plastic baggie. Place 8 to 10 cotton tip swabs in the same cup or baggie with the fluorescing agent. Make sure that the cotton swabs are fully saturated. For multi-bed rooms, only take the supplies needed for one bed space into the room at a time. Lightly mark selected patient zones with the cotton swabs saturated with the fluorescing agent. To make this process quicker and easier, we recommend having someone in the room to assist you. The helper can document the room locations that were marked. The mark should not be visible to the naked eye, so only a thin layer of the fluorescent agent is needed. Mark 6 to 8 surfaces in the patient zone per audit. Each resident bed space should be treated as a different resident or patient zone. A separate baggie with saturated cotton swab should also be used for each new patient zone, even if they are in the same room. Use a different cotton tip applicator for each marked location. Use each end only one time and then discard. Surfaces to consider marking include a bedside chair, the overbed table, the bed rails, the footboard of the bed, and the bed control panel. This is an example of marking that is too thick and covers too wide of an area. It is visible and may alert the housekeeping staff that the room has been marked. Complete one map and/or checklist for each resident and patient zone. This is where having a helper will make the process of documenting more manageable. More than one room or resident zone can be marked on the same day. If there are multiple housekeepers, consider marking rooms that they have each cleaned. Perform hand hygiene upon leaving the resident room. Next day cleaning review. Return the next day within 24 hours of the EVS cleaning with an ultraviolet or UV light, the marked maps for the bed space, and marking checklist if completed. Perform hand hygiene upon entering the resident room. Begin the review of the marked locations with the UV or black light. Document the marked spaces where all the fluorescing agent has been removed and any locations where the mark fluoresces as missed. Note the marking on the footboard is still visible. This should be documented as missed. One of the bed controls also was missed. The marking on the IV pump was completely removed. Note that friction or elbow grease is needed to remove the fluorescing agent. When cleaning and disinfecting a resident room, friction is also important to ensure surfaces are being adequately cleaned and disinfected. Now you can begin calculating the results. We recommend that you keep track of the results of your environmental auditing in a spreadsheet. You can download a free Excel template for this purpose, as well as a sample room map and checklist on the Hexone website. Add together all of the dots where the fluorescent markings were originally placed. This will be your denominator. Next, add all the surfaces marked with an X. This number represents total locations wiped. Divide this number by the total number of dots and multiply by 100. This is the percent cleaned. Make sure to save your data each time you enter results. The spreadsheet is populated with formulas and automatically creates a chart from the data. Trending the data over time will allow you to show improvements in the cleaning and disinfection process. Once the results have been reviewed, it is important to communicate those results to the applicable staff in your facility. We recommend sharing the overall data with others in the facility. It is important for the EVS team and the infection preventionist to be aware of all the results so that additional cleaning and disinfection training can be provided if needed. Additionally, the results should regularly be presented at your quality assurance and performance improvement meetings. Environmental marking can be used as a performance improvement project. The CDC recommends marking a sample of 10 to 15% of resident rooms as a baseline. The frequency that environmental auditing should be conducted is based on the facility's risk assessment, with higher risk rooms, such as isolation rooms, being audited more frequently. When the facility receives a percent cleaned rate of greater than 80% for at least 3 months, the number of surfaces being marked can be reduced from 10 to 15% down to 5%. To learn more about environmental auditing and to download useful resources, please visit hectone.org. Thank you.